Hi, I'm Michelle and I love pottery. I also love the animated series The Great North. But yesterday I watched the very last episode and I was crushed. I don't want the good times to end. So, one of the things that I really love about this show, besides everything, is the continuity across each episode. This is something that you see a lot from the Molyneux sisters, who are writers on Bob's Burgers, and they created The Great North along with Minty Lewis. And when a character in one of these shows gets tattooed or something weird happens to their person, they stay that way. So when Bob got that terrible horse tattoo, it stayed there through the whole series. The same happened in the Great North. So when Honeybee and Wolf on a little moonshine bender, Honeybee got a tattoo of purple grapes and Wolf got a matching tattoo of a glass of milk, because what goes together better than grapes and milk? And they stayed tattooed. And I really love that little detail. So each of the family members in the Great North, the Tobin family, they have their own favorite coffee mug. And whenever you see them drinking cocoa or coffee, sitting around the table, playing games, they have their own mugs. And I think that's such a cool little detail. And now that I know that there won't be any more Great North episodes, I want their mugs. I want to own them. And I looked online and couldn't find them anywhere. So I thought, well, what would Beef Tobin do? He would make them. So that's what I'm going to do. I watched each episode and stood there with my phone by the TV looking for a good shot of the mugs so that I can make sure I had the profile of the shape, get the handle in the shot, make sure that I know what the decoration is on each of them. So I've got little pictures that I've printed out of each of their mugs, and I'm going to start with the eldest Tobin, and that's Aunt Dirt. So her mug is a kind of barrel rounded large mug with a big swooping handle that says "Do not drink," and it is orange with white on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and make that. We're pretty low tech here, but here's the picture of the mug I'm going to make. This is Aunt Dirt Tobin's cocoa coffee mug. All right, I'm starting with a ball of 700 grams of, this is a standard brown clay stoneware. I'm just going to adhere the ball of clay to the wheel and throw some water on there, get this cranked up. So now I'm going to do some coning just to get it centered. Aunt Dirt is a really fun character who joined the Tobin family in the 4th season. So she showed up a little bit later, and she's about 80 years old. She, at the age of 25, heard a loud noise. I don't remember exactly what prompted it, but in the 60s, loud, scary noises could be bad things. So she heard it and assumed, oh, this is the end. This is nuclear war. I better go hide in my bunker. And she stayed there for 60 years, as one does. And the youngest Tobin family member, Moon, kind of stumbled upon her bunker, and she joined the family, and she was a relative of Beef. So she's his aunt, the kid's great aunt. And she stayed for the rest of the series. She's voiced by Jane Lynch, whom I love. I have been a huge fan of hers since watching Best in Show in early 2000, if that tells you anything, besides how old I am. And it's been really fun watching her career kind of explode. She's been in everything lately, and I'm really enjoying watching her flourish. So we've got this ball of clay centered. I'm going to go ahead and push down into the middle, and I'm going to leave enough at the bottom for the base of the mug. And you might see this in videos, but I'm just measuring the bottom. So I've got about a little more than 1/4 of an inch, which is good. That'll give me plenty of room to carve my foot when I'm ready to trim. So now I'm going to brace this with my left hand here, and I'm just going to start pulling it out and up with my right hand. So this is shaping the inside of the mug and also starting to pull the walls up a little bit. Here I'm going to compress the rim. Okay, clean out the bottom again. And I'm going to start pulling up my walls. So I'm going to do the first pull slowly, and I'm going to stop before I get all the way to the rim. And we'll compress that rim down again. Aunt Dirt's mug is fun. I laughed when I saw it the first time. Just this big do not drink. It's very Aunt Dirt. She's just a surly old broad who does her own thing. She'll help out if she feels like it, or she'll tag along just to see what's going to happen. She is constantly hitting on waitresses. She's a cafeteria lunch lady at the kids' school, so she got herself a gig working at the school. You get to learn a little bit more about her and her childhood, her friends when she was younger. It's kind of sad when she first came out of the bunker and wanted to go visit her friends and see these people that she cared about. And a lot of them were gone. It's been 60 years. So, I don't know. I've got a soft spot for Aunt Dirt. And I'm going to clean up the base here a little bit. I've got the height that I'd like. Now I'm just going to start shaping it. So, since it's barrel, I'm going to push out from the inside, just kind of guide it with my knuckle on the outside. Okay, and then I'm going to start pushing it back in so we don't go all the way out, all the way up. I want to keep this top part smaller than the bottom. Okay, that's looking good. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit so we can see what we're working with. And when I do the trimming, I'm just going to be rounding out the very bottom and putting a foot on it. So I really want to get the shape just so while it's still on the wheel. Okay, feel good about that. Just gonna, oh, it helps to wet your sponge. Hope I didn't ruin that. Let's take a look. You can't see, but I'm pushing that down. Now I'm going to come in with my kidney. This is a wooden one. and holding it upright, so we'll just flatten that base out. Probably should have done this a little earlier, but it is what it is. We'll just make it work. Okay, got that base compressed. Looks good to me. Now you can't see, so it's not especially exciting. Just gonna sponge out the bottom again. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let me just compare with the picture. So I'm looking at a mirror over here so I can see the profile, but the top flares out a little bit. And we've got a nice rounded base, and it comes in just a touch on the bottom. So we'll have a big round base when we trim it up next time. Just gonna cut this off the wheel. And Aunt Dirt's mug is done. Next up, I will throw Beef Tobin's mug. So thanks for watching. Join us next time. Bye.